people just don't want to they don't want to submit to anybody to mentor them. What do you think is the cause for that?
No, I think right now, people don't want accountability.
Okay.
That's one major thing. And just like you said, they want to do their own thing. They don't want anybody to zone in into what it is that they are doing. Because when you are mentoring somebody, you kind of get into the weed of their life to a certain extent. And you have to learn to tell them the truth, even though they don't want to hear it. It's hard.
Hello, welcome again to another episode of Live Bloom. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Joanne Oyedoko, and today is a very, very special episode. Reason being that in the last 1 or 2 weeks, we started a series about friendship and how friendship evolves to become our support system and thereby building a community. And one of the things that we've talked about in the healing journey, whatever healing that you're on, is our support system is key. And support system don't just happen. You have to build it. It has to evolve over time. And so I'm with one of my own support system, and I just want to bring you into the conversation for you to know how we started. We didn't just end up as each other's support system. We started from somewhere and where we are right now. And so we want to let you into our conversation. Alrighty. So this is very special because my guest today is my friend, my sister, my mentor, and also my pastor. So you see that
different layers.
That's what makes it so special. And at every level of this relationship, we have had to learn and evolve with every situation and all that. And so we want to just bring you into the conversation. So I will let her introduce herself, and if she doesn't do a good job, don't worry, I'll come back and introduce her better. Alrighty.
God. Hello, everyone. It's an honor. It's a privilege to be on this platform today. I'm so excited. Good job on what you've been doing.
Thank you.
I have been blessed by it, and I'm sure that a lot of people have been blessed by this platform. Well, my name is Elizabeth Ojolakwe, fondly known as Lady E.
Yes.
I co-pastor with my husband, Pastor Emmanuel, at RCCG Word of Life Center. I don't know what other introduction she wants, but that's all I'm giving you for now.
All right. Oh, she did a pretty good job. She just didn't tell you that, she has 2 lovely kids.
Oh, I do.
She has 2 lovely kids and many more adopted, spiritual. We're all under one umbrella. So, all right, let's dive right into it. How did we meet? Do you remember?
Oh my God, I think maybe you have maybe more context, but I know we met at our former church, which was RCCG Victory Temple Bowie. And you were there, and I saw you, and I was like, oh my God, this lady looks like a lost puppy.
Yeah.
Somebody that needed mentorship, someone that needed a friend. And I just gravitated to you, that I felt there was something I could pour into your life, And I think that was how we met at church. Yeah. And I came to visit you at where you were living then. Am I correct?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to add anything else to that?
I think you pretty much said it. We met at church. I just arrived in the US. I was staying with one of my uncles then, and they were going to Redeem. Because back home we were going to Baptist. So, but they were going to Redeem, and I was like, you know what? I mix with other American people during the week. Why don't I just, fellowship at Redeem, which is majorly African community, just so that I don't feel home, I don't miss, just my home people and everything. And, I started coming there, like she said, I felt so lost because it was a big church, and everybody has their own little this and that. And, I would just come into the car, sit down and everything. But eventually I felt, I needed to start getting into the routine of things, and I wanted to be a worker. I wanted to serve God and everything. And the criteria then was, if you want to join the workers, you have to go through the foundation class,
yes,
and all that. And I remember you and your big sister are the teacher for foundation class. So I joined the class. I can't remember. I think I was in Sister Rebecca's class.
Most likely.
Yeah, I was in her class. But there was one day, I think she wasn't in church. Maybe she went for administration somewhere, and she said you were going to teach us. And then you came into the class and you taught us, and I'm like, oh my God. How can God just bless one family with two unique individuals, and they just so down to earth. And you know, when they break the word down, you know, you will really connect and everything. So that really drew me to both of them and everything. And you know, Sister Rebecca was the no nonsense person and everything. You was more of the okay, you know, how are you? This and that and everything. Sister Rebecca would say Gambari.
Yeah, that's an inside joke. Yeah.
Inside joke. See, I had like Gambari. You know, and everything. So, you know, as time went on, you know, we started, you know, you check up on me, call me. There was a time you said you wanted to know where I stay. You know, I invited you guys to Laurel then. I was still staying with my uncle and everything. And, you know, that was how I just gravitated towards them. And eventually, you know, her husband was an assistant pastor in the church. So, you know, he too started reaching out to me. How are you? This and that and everything. And he has a very, you know, calm, loving spirit and everything. So I just gravitated to them. And so when I face any struggle, any challenge, I'll call either pastor or you or Sister Rebecca, you know, and you guys will pray with me, you calm me down, you just share your own story. And in my mind, I will say, these people, everything I bring to them, they always have one story or the other, one example or the other, everything, you know, and, you know, so it was so much comforting to me that I missed my parents, I missed my siblings, but, you know, that was like a cushion for me and everything for what I was going through. And then fast forward, when I was going home for my wedding, you know, she helped me with, you know, searching for my wedding gown.
Everything.
We ordered it, we prayed, we did the fitting. When the gown came, I went to their house, we did the fitting, we did everything and all that. And you know, it was just so heartwarming. So I just want to use this opportunity. I know I've said it several times. I said it to her then. I want to use this opportunity to say again, thank you so much. Thank you very much for everything that you guys did for me then. I truly, truly appreciate it. And, you know, I've, in my own little way, tried to pay it forward in my own little way. Alrighty. So that was how we met. And that was how we started evolving. Eventually, we moved from being someone I met in church, a friend and everything, to a sister, you know. So yes, like she said, they call her Lady. Guess what? I don't call her Lady.
No, she does not.
But I'll let you know when we get there. I don't call her Lady, but we thank God. So what did we both find very interesting about each other?
Yeah, I think for me, what I found interesting about you was the willing to learn. I really, really appreciate that. One thing people don't realize about Joan, and sometimes I call her Joan, sometimes I call her Funke, depending to how I'm feeling that particular moment. One thing I realized about her is she wants to get as much as she wants from you if she can. And then she would come to our house. And when she comes, my house became her house. I didn't see her as a church member, and I literally saw her as a baby sister, because I had so many other people that I was mentoring. I had people who were living, you know, in our house, and she would come, she can go to the kitchen, she will open the fridge, you know, someone that you are close to can literally go to any part of your house, and that was it. And like she said, there was nothing she didn't share. Her joys, her sorrows, whatever it was, you shared it. And because you were very open and you were very honest, it allowed me to just pour part of myself into you. And I remember one time like that, you know, this is fast forward when the church actually started. It's been a little bit, and I love to pray, and she also loves to pray. For anyone that does not know, she loves to pray also. We both love to pray. Now, one day, they now asked her to lead prayer in church. This was not intercessors or anything, lead prayer in church. And I don't think I was in the sanctuary when she led the prayer. I was in the children's ministry. And after the service, somebody came to me, 2 people came to me and said that, oh my God, do you know that Deaconess Joan prays just like you? I said, huh? I said, well, I did like this.
That's interesting.
I did like this. Huh? I told him, say, in fact, when she was praying, they had to open their eyes and ask, look, is that Lady Eve that is praying?
Wow.
I said, really? He said, yes, because of not the sound of the voice, but the way the prayer points were going and everything, that it was, they said, you have definitely rubbed off on her. And for me, that gave me so much joy at that point in time, because it's not now just, okay, we're sisters, but also as a mentor or as somebody that you are trying to, pour yourself into, you see it happening. And that reminded me of Paul and Timothy. At that point, I thought about Paul and Timothy, and I was like, oh wow, God, this is amazing. So so I think our journey has really been interesting. Like we've had a whole lot of highs and lows. Promise you.
Trust me.
We're going to talk about some of them. Don't worry.
Yep, we did. I think for me, I've said it, some of the things that drew me to you was the way you shared the word. Like, it's relatable. Like when you break the word down, very, very relatable. There's no time you preach the word that I won't see myself in that word, in that message. And like you said about prayer, and she loves cooking, and everything. So, for me, it was just an avenue of, and then I just love the family dynamics and how, your husband and yourself and even your siblings and everything. And for me, I only have 2 brothers, and I don't have any younger siblings, so, everything, it was just like God just kind of like, you needed this, so I'm going to let you be. And one funny thing is, was when we got here, as we started knowing each other, there was a day I think we were gisting and I discovered that she knows.
No, you were looking at my album.
Oh, yes.
My wedding album. And then you saw someone and you were like, you know this person? I'm like, yeah, and I know this person very well. You were like, no, this person is the younger brother of my brother's wife. I was like, that's your brother? Because I was at the wedding of my brother. I didn't know. I was like, what?
That just brought us closer again. And then eventually I discovered that your husband's niece and I went to the same school. So it has just been layers upon layers of just being,
it's like God had been setting it all up and we just didn't know.
Exactly. But I think for me, like we said, it has evolved. It's evolved from a sister that I saw in church to a friend, and then she then became my mentor. She started pouring into me. Hey, if you want Lady to be your mentor, pray very well. No, I'll be sure of what you're asking for. I was telling my nephew, I said, Lady, hey,
I can love, but I can be.
She can be like, if you follow Lady to any event.
Wow.
They have not born you right to go and be sitting down and be eating. She will collect the food. She will say, you're eating. People have not eaten. She'll collect the food and go and give it to other people. She'll say, you shouldn't be eating when others haven't eaten. You should make sure that everybody is well fed, this, and that. So now I'm just used to it. When I have an event or I go for any event, it's just a struggle for me to stand up and be the first set of people to grab food. I was kind of like sit down and just let everybody eat and make sure that everybody's okay and all that. So those are some of the things that, she has mentored me and put into me. But, before we go forward, I want us to stay on this mentorship thing because I see now that in this generation, it's a struggle. People don't want to be mentored. I don't know if it's laziness. I don't know if it's, I know too much, or I can undo it myself or something. people just don't want to they don't want to submit to anybody to mentor them. What do you think is the cause for that? Is it that the older generation has messed up something in mentor-mentee relationship, or is it that it's just...
No, I think right now people don't want accountability.
Okay.
That's one major thing. And just like you said, they want to do their own thing. They don't want anybody to zone in into what it is that they are doing, because when you are mentoring somebody, you kind of get into the weed of their life to a certain extent, and you have to learn to tell them the truth, even though they don't want to hear it. It's hard, because I remember there was a situation that happened one time, and it was really, really hot. It was, you were involved in it, and you actually called me and you told me, oh, auntie, this, that, blah, 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 and everything. And I heard you. I said, okay, I heard what you said, and I don't think you are in the wrong, but I still want you to go and apologize. And she cried. She boo-hooed on the phone. She was, I can't do it. I can't do it. I said, yes, you can, and you will do it. She struggled so hard. It was a struggle for her, and I knew it was a struggle for her. And I was praying on my side, and I was just like, God, I need you to give this girl the grace to do this. It's not about her. It's just about where you are taking her. She doesn't realize it now, but it's about where you are taking her. And, and I said, call me when you have done it. Oh my God. I think that was even harder. She was like, oh my God, I still have to call and let her know that I've done what she has asked me to do. And eventually she did it. And I was so proud, of her at that moment. And when she called, she said, I've done it, and she was still crying. I did it. I wasn't happy, but because you told me to do it, I just blah, blah, blah. I was like, just calm down. The most important thing that you have done what is required of you. So as a mentor, sometimes it's hard. I could have said, okay, you are right. Forget about it, blah, blah, blah. But no, I owed it to you to tell you the truth, to say, this is what I need you to do, even though it wasn't convenient for you. And as a mentee, you did it. You did it. And I want you to just look at even just your children or those that you have around you. Are there times that you've had to tell them, do this? And that back and forth, and that's your children. Now, when you have somebody you are mentoring, it's even it's a higher state, because your children are in front of you. You see them, you can reprimand them, you can take away something because they're not doing what. But somebody that you are mentoring, you're not taking anything away. There is nothing. If they can say, okay, you know what, I don't even want you as my mentor anymore. I'm shifting focus. And what are you going to do at that point in time? Now, our own generation, it's more relationship, like we talk, we see, we hang out. But now this new generation, they get their mentorship from social media, which is the wrong thing to do, because there's so much people are feeding out there. The people that you are seeing on social media, it's not their authentic self. It's not their authentic self. So it is so sad that you see somebody pretending to be this, and in their actual life, that's not what is actually going on. Just to kind of shift focus a little bit, I watched a movie, and I'm sure most people might have watched it. It was on YouTube. And this particular lady, she's a social media, junkie person. She posts a lot and people follow her. And she decided she was going to unveil who her fiancé is on social media. On her engagement day. On her engagement day. But the irony was that on that engagement day, she didn't realize that her fiancé was actually sleeping around. And that day was the day she found out that her fiancé was sleeping around.
Lord have mercy.
And so she comes to the engagement place. Her fiancé said he has to quickly go and see someone, not really somebody anyway. And what now happened was, she's like, this guy is going to see one of those chicks kind of thing. And she's like, millions of people are watching her on social media. She has to show who her fiancé is. So do you know, and I think it's an Igbo culture or something. So she has to take the cup and give it to whoever it is. So she decided to give the cup to her fiancé's best friend on social media. And the guy's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's like, just play along. I have millions of followers watching me. And they need to know that I have somebody, blah, 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 blah. And so she gives the cup to the guy's like, what? And all the family members are they're wondering what is going on. So she gives it to her fiance's best friend, and he takes the cup and pretends. But the thing is this, they believe that's her fiance, which actually is not. You know, and then they had to now keeping up appearances. So she has to be doing videos of her and this other guy who is actually not her fiance. But what I'm just trying to get in there is that somebody will see that and be like, oh my God, what a wonderful love story. That is not real. You need somebody that you can actually see, somebody you can actually touch, someone that can feel your heartbeat, your rate, and say, okay, this is it. When you're high, when you're low, to bring you down, take you up, cheer you on. That's a true mentorship. But this generation, their phone is their mentor. And I really do not know. I don't think we have done disservice to them. I think culture, it's just culture.
All right. I hear that you said it's just culture, but I think maybe we can speak to some of the importance of mentorship. Maybe some people don't even know why mentorship is important in the first place, and so they care less. They don't think they need it. But what would you say are some of the benefit and the importance of mentorship?
Like I said, mentorship, one of the major importance for me as mentorship is you have somebody you can physically go to, who you can be vulnerable with, who you know you can share your secret, and your secret remains your secret with that person. Somebody that will pray for you and you don't even know. The person doesn't have to announce that I'm praying for you. And I brought something. That's why actually I brought this. Some people may not know. This is my prayer board. And these are all prayer points here. These are prayer points. You used to be on this board. After the prayer, I've taken you off, by the way.
You've taken me off. Yeah. I say a prayer point, please.
I don't know your. Now, I'll tell you why. Because when she was trusting God for the fruit of the womb, she was on this prayer board. After we had Bukumi, then we're now trusting God for the second one. And we're like, okay, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years. I'm like, God, what is this that is going on? And as a mentor, your mentee's pain becomes your pain. And when we had Fikayo, of course, I also had my own health challenge as of then and all that. But by the time I came home and the dust settled, periodically I just kind of go through and look at, okay, God, which one of these prayer points have you answered for me? And then when God answers it, I take it down. And I was going through and I was like, when I saw, June and Yedox trusting God for the fruit of the womb, Lord, make it our reality. That was how I had it here. And when I looked at it and I saw it has been answered, you can imagine the joy and the smile on my face. And I said, God, this one, check, done. And I took it down. The time you were trusting God for a job, that was there. So you see, for me, that is, so all this, like I said, this
please put I don't put me back. I'm just trusting God. What's so many things?
So, you know, what I'm saying, so you see, when you have people that you are mentoring, like I said, it's important that you show them the path. You let them know that you are interested in their life. And maybe that is where everything is so fast-paced and everything is moving. We also, as the older generation, we have to take a step back and look at those around us and see, who do we think needs mentorship? Approach them. Because I approached you. There is, right now, there's a very, very young person in our church, very young, age-wise, very far from me, you know. And I'm mentoring this individual. This individual asked me to mentor them. And I'm wondering, okay, can you and I relate because of the gap, you know, in age? And every Friday, this individual does a check-in. Every Friday, unfailingly.
Wow.
This individual does a check-in. Lady, I'm checking in. You know, this, and the things that the individual cannot even share with their parents. You know, the individual will share with me and say, okay, how do I, you know, do this? You know, if this happens, this is how my parents may react, or my friends, or what. I mean, person shares things that, in fact, if your ear hears it, your ear will tingle like, is it possible? But the thing is, do we make ourselves available, approachable? Some of us, as the older generation, we don't make ourselves approachable. I think that's one of we put ourselves on this pedestal, like we've never been in their shoes before. And like I always share with everybody that wants to know, I didn't grow up in a technically Christian home. So there's some things that resonate with me. There's something, and you have to be truthful. Don't be like this holier than thou that people cannot, people look at me, the way I dress, and they're like, oh, she's most likely one of these streets, SU, blah, blah, blah. But when you get to know me as a person, you realize that I'm chilling. I'm chilling. And that is what it is. We need to be able to let this younger generation be able to come into our circle. And when they come in, they see the real you, and they're able to open up to you. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, that helps. So one more question on this mentorship thing, and then we'll go to our support system. What are the best ways that a mentor and a mentee relationship should be, so that, because in every relationship there has to be boundaries, so that the thing doesn't go and booyah or whatever. So what do you think are some of the best ways to manage a mentor-mentee relationship?
I think, like you said, boundaries are very, very important. And for you and me, like you said, our relationship has really, really evolved, because, like you said, we were sisters, and I became your mentor, and then I became your pastor's wife, and then you have to now figure out, okay, how do I know when I am talking to her as Lady E? How do I know when I'm talking to her as just my auntie? How do I know I'm talking to her as a mentor? So there's just different layers for you. And usually and sometimes people will be like, oh, you're showing her favoritism because she's your sister. And I'm like, oh my God, no, I am not doing that. But they don't realize.
They don't know what my eyes see behind.
They don't know, because the Bible says, so much is given, much is expected. Because she's very close to me, what I would let slide with other people, I will not let it slide with her. And she will see it on my face, especially if we're in a place. All she has to do is look at, when your mom or your whatever looks at you in a certain way, you know that.
That one I can say. Let me say one.
Oh Lord.
This happened when myself and my husband, we just got married. And the early years of marriage now, there's always one issue going on. I remember this one, we were still in Bowie. So I think we were having an issue there and everything. But we had also paid for this boat cruise in Baltimore that Mrs. Onobajo organized. So we went. I didn't want to go. You were the one that said, better meet me there. I said, okay. I shall come. And she needs to go. I will go and I'll be on my own. I will shall get kidding. So we got there, we had to, and my husband, even if you are fighting with him,
very free spirit. Very free spirit. Yes.
You say, well, we get to go and continue. So I think after eating, they now started dancing and everything. And you and Pastor had already stand up to the dancing floor. And my husband was looking at me, yeah, let's go. I didn't want to go. All of a sudden, she just looked at me like, I don't even know if my husband knew that was the reason why I stood up that day. Because she was funny. She was dancing with her own husband. Get up now. I was like, okay, now we are in this marriage thing. It's only God that will see me through and everything. So, those are some of the moments that I would never forget that time.
I don't even remember that happening. But that's just to tell you, and you just have to. I think the hardest one was now becoming your the pastor's wife, realizing that there's some things we cannot bring into this circle because of the position that I hold. And also the same thing for me also, my husband now becomes the parish pastor. I have to tell myself, okay, he's not my husband at this moment. He is the pastor, and I have to try and draw the line as to what I can say to him as my husband and what I can say when he is in that space of the pastor. And like I said, people look at me and say, oh, I'm very hard but she will say I'm very hard on her, and people will look at me and say, oh, maybe I'm letting her get away with some things because she's close to me. But that is far from the truth. People, if we're having an event, people can come, do whatever they want and go. She knows she cannot. It is not even going to happen, because I will tell her, I'm not now just only auntie, mentor, I'm now your pastor's wife. So there's 3 layers for you. So you have double, like triple whammy. And I expect more. She will be the first people to come, last to go. Until I say you can go, she cannot go. I give her tasks that I cannot give other people, because they can complain, they can whine. If she likes, she should complain. If she likes, she should whine. I don't care. I just tell her, do this, and I expect it to be done, and I need it by this X, Y day. That's it. I don't want ifs, buts, and why. Just get it done for me. And she would never complain. So it's, as a mentee, are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Are people ready for that?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm looking at the person that's recording us here, and I'm wondering, does that person have a mentor? And does that person have an actual mentor? Because because they actually do, and they're part of the younger generation we're talking about. And that is why a lot of them have a lot of mental issues.
Because they're not that talk to. So they deal with it all by themselves.
That is the truth. Because when you look at from the Garden of Eden, God was the mentor for Adam and Eve. So when they even messed up, God had to come down, reprimand them and say, this is not the instruction I gave you. Because you have to be accountable to somebody. The moment you're not accountable to somebody, you begin to misbehave. So when they misbehave, God said, we're not doing this. You know what they did? When they misbehaved, the Bible says that they used leaves to cover him. And as a mentor, God being the perfect mentor, looked at it and said, leaves. When you are running, the leaves will just tear and everything will just be showing. The Bible said that was the first time that something was killed. An animal was killed. God killed an animal, took the skin of the animal and covered them, knowing that this one cannot tear. So a mentor covers you.
Oh my God. You can't afford to miss this.
A mentor will cover you. Because I always tell people, even when, let's say you are wrong, and people, they say, we know you will defend her. I'd rather shout on, when I'm shouting on her, she'll be like, you're always me, you're always blaming me. In closet, I'm always blaming her. Outside, I'm like, look, I hear you. I'm defending her. So they feel but they don't realize that there is a two-way, because you have to cover. You have to cover. God covered them.
I've never looked at it in that way before.
As a mentor, you have to learn to cover. And at the back,
you'll be like,
what foolishness was that? What foolishness was that? We tell each other the truth. So if God could be the perfect mentor, then who do we think we are that we do not need someone to mentor us? The Lord will help.
Amen, amen. And that's what I always tell our youths, even in church. You need to get someone. Even my daughter, I tell her all the time, you need to get someone in your corner that you can talk to. I know that you're growing. Sometimes there are some things that you don't want to talk to me or you don't want to share with me. Talk to your mentor about it. Share it. Rub minds with them. Because that has helped me a lot. Even before I came to the US, I had a mentor back home that I would talk to. Like I said, I was the only girl. So when my brother got married, my sister-in-law, she kind of played that role to me. One of the greatest lessons that she gave me, she said, if you ever want to marry your friend.
That's
that
right.
one was I didn't use that thing to it. I said, hey! So you just need people around you to pour into you. That leads us to another question. Why do you think, and this is for all generations, why do you think people are going solo these days rather than building connection, building community?
I think some people have been hurt.
Okay.
That's why I said sometimes we have to learn to keep people's secret. If you come to me and you share something with me and it's meant to be a prayer point or just for me to be checking on you, see how you are doing, and then I pick up the phone and then I begin to tell XYZ, and then you later found out that I told ABCD. At that time, after that, you will no longer trust me. That trust is broken and you wouldn't want to confide anymore. So I think that is one of the huge major reasons. And again, I said people are busy. I don't know what it is that the enemy has done. He has made our lives so busy that we don't have time. Even for our children, chocolates of mentoring someone else, we do not have time for our children. I watched the Today Show, and this particular lady, you would know her, George Bush, his daughter.
Okay.
His daughter, she's one of the anchors on Today's Show, and her daughter is 12 years old, I think almost 13, and she said her daughter does not have a phone.
Oh, I think I saw that too.
I was like, for somebody that high profile, you would think at the age of 12, they're about going to 13, she'll have a phone. Like, how is the child surviving? She's like, no, the moment I give the child a phone, the world becomes her friend. Because the world is in the palm of your hands, and then they begin to influence different things. And she doesn't need a phone when she's in school. If there's any emergency, the school will call me. I will answer when we are home. There's nothing that is needed, so there's no need for a cell phone. Books, they go to the library, they pick out the books, they come back home and they read. And I thought to myself, that is such a great way to raise a child. Pastor and I, we were talking to, we have a group of young people that we have Bible study with every Tuesday in the evening, and we're saying to ourselves, how come there are not that many young men in church? Naturally, we have a lot of women in church, but now it's getting worse. I know you've not realized it. A lot of, if you look at the church, you look at the singles, you can have maybe 10 ladies and 2 guys.
That's true.
And the 10 ladies are like hot, fire. And the 2 guys are very, very loosey, chilling, and whatever it is. And when we were talking to these people that we mentor, they said, look, most of them, their friends are, most of the guys, their friends are here on the phone. Most of the friends that they have, they don't have social media. Most of them do not have
real friends.
No, they don't have social skills. That's the word I'm looking for. They don't have social skills. They don't have social. Most of them don't even know how to say, "Hey dear, hey darling, how you doing? I'd love to date you." In our own time, there was no such thing. If a guy likes you, he better know how to step up and come and talk to you. But now, they can't. They don't know how to do it.
I don't want to throw our producer under the bus. So I just gotta say it because, you know, we talk all the time, and I'm like, why? Sometimes he himself will laugh at himself that his social battery.
It's bad. It is so bad.
Wow.
It is so bad. So now when
how do we help them though?
That is, this kind of thing is what we are doing. This thing that we're doing, which thank you for doing something like this. We need to educate them and let them know. Sometimes, so one person on our the thing that we do every Tuesday, that person said for like a month or 2, they get off Instagram, Facebook, any social media platform, they literally get it off. They do not go on it at all. They don't want to see, they don't want to know. Their own is okay. Let me hang out with my friends. Let me meet with people. Let me talk to people. You know, do those things. Most of them don't even know how to write letters anymore.
Yes.
Like, yes. I have letters like from pastor.
I have letters from my husband too.
7 pages, 10 pages.
Same with me.
Like, oh my dear,
My husband will even write songs, poems, and all that.
Oh my God. No, it is emoji. Smile. I'm like, what the hell? What is that?
Sometimes I don't even know the meaning of the emoji.
I don't even know some of them. I have to send to my daughter. I'm like, what does this mean?
Hey,
so they don't have social skills. They don't know how to be each other's friends. So if they can't be each other's friends, how can they be a mentee and mentor relationship? They don't know how to communicate, how they even feel. They do not know how to communicate it. It's hard for them because, again, the culture. But I think the church has a role to play.
How?
I think the church, like we do something in our church, like you guys, you're the youth pastor, you and your husband, you talk to the youths and things like that. That is one of the very good ways to do it. And I think now the church has to get to a place where, again, you guys being the youth pastors, plug these people with people you know you can trust. people you can trust and say, hey, James, do you mind being this person's mentor? Looking at you and this person, I think the two of you will gel. And then periodically checking. You're not asking for any details. What's going on? You're just, how is the relationship going? How is the relationship going? Yeah, because these children, they need somebody on their side. Pastor and I, we can't be friends with everybody. I mean, as the church grows, there's only so much. It is really, really bad. A particular man in the church actually came to talk to Pastor and said, Pastor, there's somebody that is very close to you, and I want that person to help me mentor my child. Would that be something the person would be open to? Pastor reached out to that person that's close to him and said, hey, this individual would love you to be a mentor to his child. And the person was, I don't mind. I don't mind. And that person is mentor. The person is out of, before the person was here in Maryland, but the person is out of state. And anytime the person comes, the person goes to their house, they have lunch, they they chill, and this particular person's child is thriving.
You see?
It's thriving because if I don't want to talk to my dad, I don't want to talk to my mom about this issue, I have somebody else who I can talk to, who I can be vulnerable, who I trust, I can talk to, tell me, yes, I'm on the right path, no, you're on the wrong path, you should not be saying this, you should not be acting like this, you should be doing this, helping them career-wise, spiritually, the whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards. To have a holistic lifestyle, you need a mentor. Everybody needs a mentor. Somebody that can hold you accountable. We all need it.
Yeah, I think for me, and that's why, even for my daughter, I try to tell her about all these things, maybe because I saw the benefit in it and everything. So, I even was the one that initiated the mentorship that she had, and she's very cool with that person and everything, even though I don't know how often they meet and everything. I try not to get into their business, but, I think, it's high time we start talking about it.
Yes.
They start seeing the benefit of what this can do and how it can evolve and the impact it can create in their life and even in their generation.
Yeah. I like the word that you said, that the impact and how you can benefit, because I'm talking about me being a mentor to her, but I have benefited from her being a mentee. There's nothing, like I said, the way I look at my sisters is the way I look at you. There's nothing I'm doing in my life, my personal life, that I don't pull you into. When my daughter, for instance, was going to graduate, you slept here the night before.
Yeah.
We marinated the fish together, blending everything. Okay. You slept here. It's because of the relationship. I don't know what I'm saying makes any sense. That's what happens. It's give and take. It's not that she has to learn from me or I have things that I learn from her. Sometimes I'll call her, "Whoa, you are making salmon from you." She makes very good salmon, by the way, very, very good. I'm just throwing out there. I always tell her,
a good cook.
I'll tell her, I said, "Look, help me make salmon. I need it," and she will make it. She will do it. Because there's a lot I have gained from her.
So I think that from mentor-mentee relationship, I think it has now evolved into support system, into a community, into a family. You understand? And that's why we are always there for each other and everything. Because I remembered when I had, that my major surgery, that 11-hour surgery. Oh my God!
We were all in it together.
By the time I came out of the hospital, she and my husband, they were going back and forth where I'll be discharged to. My husband wanted to take me home. Bear in mind, it was just two of us. She was like, "No, you can't take her home. You have to bring her to our house because I have to be able to take care of her. I have to be able to feed her. I have to be able to see everything and everything." And so, they were going, eventually, my husband had to give in because he still has to go to work anyway and all that. And so she had already thought about all that. So, I was in their house for like a week or two. She was the one bathing for me, feeding me, making sure, everything. In fact, at the point I had a complication. I had to go back.
It was on Thanksgiving.
I had to go back to the hospital.
Imagine, I'm doing Thanksgiving, my mind is like,
and all that. So it has evolved, and see how we started, see where we started from, And we never planned this. We never knew that this was how it was, the relationship was going to bloom, you know. But God just has a way of putting people in your life. So I want
Do
us
you
to
remember with this one, that this recent one, after your husband had to go home and you are by yourself, and you know, she called me and she was like, Auntie, I'm here by myself, and and I could just hear the fear in her voice. And I was just recovering from the surgery myself, and I just came downstairs and I looked at Pastor. Pastor was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "You have to go to the hospital." The man looked at me like, I said, "You have to go to the hospital." I said, "Because Funke's husband has gone home. If you don't go, then carry me to the hospital. I'm going to stay with my baby." Pastor was looking at me. I said, "No, I cannot have her."
This was somebody that was still healing herself.
I said, "No, I can't have her be by herself." I said, "I can hear fear in her voice." But Pastor was like, "Okay, if I leave you here," I said, "No, I'm still okay. At least I can move around to a certain extent. Just go there and be there with her. She needs somebody physical with her at that point in time." So again, like I said, when you are a mentor, a lot of weight is put upon you.
Yeah.
A lot of weight is put upon you. I remember my husband calling your husband, "How far is she out?" Because I am just on him. He said, "I just called an hour ago." And he like, "Call again." So he was now like, "You, this man, I've called. I said, I need to hear. Yes, the baby is okay. We need to hear the voice of the mother. I need to know that this girl is okay, that she is fine." And you know, my pastor saw that now it's not becoming teary-eyed. I want to start crying. Like, which kind of wahala? Which one is this? You know? So he is between a hard place and a rock. Like, what do I do? I'm sure your husband will be like, "I just spoke to you 30 minutes ago. Why are you calling? Why are you calling me?"
I know.
You know? And as he's calling, I'm texting your husband, and your husband is like, I'm still waiting. Me too, I'm still waiting. We're all still waiting. But I don't know how to explain it. Being a mentor, it's like that person becomes a part of you. The person literally becomes a part of you. You feel their pain. You feel their joy. I think when you told Pastor that you were pregnant with Bukumi, what did he do?
Oh my God! Drama.
It was then I was in the car. I don't even know what happened.
I was in school, Bowie State University. I was in class that day, and they just texted. I think they called me. The nurse called me and said, "Oh, Miss Oyedoko, congratulations. We have a positive, blah, 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 blah." And I called my husband. I told my husband, you know, we prayed, we thank God and everything. So who is the next person? I said, "Let me call Pastor." Pastor and his wife, they were on their way. I think you guys were going for a weekend or something. And they were on their way out of town. And I called Pastor. I said, "Pastor, congratulations to this and that." They just told me. Okay. I didn't know. Pastor turned back from where they were going. They turned back, came to meet. Anytime they were turning back, they just came inside Bowie State University. And then Pastor was like, "Okay, where are you?" I said, "Where am I?" "I'm in school." He said, "Come outside." I said, "Where are you?" He said, "I'm inside Bowie State University." I said, Hey, if you see drama that day,
I'm like,
Pastor knelt down.
Yes, he did.
He came out of his car, knelt down. I said, "Pastor, don't let's do this." You know, but this shows how a relationship can evolve and bloom into anything that you desire it to be. To be honest, we were just the one having the relationship, but it turned out that now we have become family.
Even our children, you can call them, chastise them or whatever it is.
You know, even all those times that I'll be in surgery and you guys will be calling. My husband needed those support. He needed them. Even though after the surgery, he was like, "Oh, he was taking me home, this and that." But he was just like, "Oh, I can do it. But guess what? He wouldn't have been able to manage it because he still had to go to work. We live somewhere that, you know, bills run, doesn't stop. So you still have to go to work to pay bills and all that. So all that, you know, support and everything was very, very crucial at that time. And we didn't know we were going to go on this path, on this journey, you know. And that's why it's very important that, you know, you invest in the relationship you have. So we have talked about support
A
system,
whole lot of things.
a whole lot of things. So I think we have 2 more questions technically before I let you go. We'll talk about how we've been able to manage our differences. We'll talk about that. But before we talk about that, I want us to talk about how our relationship has also evolved to you now becoming my pastor's wife. You know, it moved from, mentee, support system, and now becoming my pastor's wife. Yes, you are still all that, but then you are now in a place of authority. And would you say that place of authority has affected our relationship? If you ask me, I would say yes.
Yeah,
Because
go ahead.
I'll say yes
truth.
because it's not everything that you do in that place of authority that I like. But guess what? I still have to swallow it. I just deal with it and just keep moving, because at that is where you are. That's where you're functioning from. So there's nothing I can do but just to deal with it.
Yep.
And just swallow.
Yes, definitely. It's when you are operating under the umbrella of now being the pastor or being the pastor's wife, for you, I think it will be a lot harder than it is for me, because I just, my temperament, I say and I move and I just keep going. I'm not looking at your face, whether you like it or you don't like it. Mine is, I've told you, comply. I'm not going to make any excuses for you. And it's also, if you look at it this way, when you have your own children, because your children know you, your weak points, they are there, they tend to be a little bit, what's it called? They're just relaxed and they don't want to, like, I know you, whatever. But if you have somebody that is living with you that is not your child, and you give them an instruction, they will not ask you if, buts, and why. They just go ahead and they do it. But your children want to poke you more, and you start getting irritated because you're like, I've told you to do this, that's it. And because we are close, she always wants inside gist. Inside, she'll be like, but Lady E, this. I'm like, it's not up for this. I'm not discussing this. And then she'll be like, she will swell. And I'm like, you will be fine. You will be fine. And for a while, she will throw her tantrum. And I'll do as if I don't even see it. Like, wow, okay. After I'm like, hey, what I told you, she'll be like a huffy puffy. Eventually, she will get it done. I knew she has challenge trying to get into that space. At first she struggled, but I think now she has gotten to that place. She had made peace.
Yeah, I think
she has made peace with it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, when she's talking, she's not talking to me as Auntie Koyon. Yeah. Right now she's talking to me as lady. Like, for instance, on Sunday, I'll give you a very good on Sunday was a very good one. We had an event going on. She's an event planner, by the way. So she was handling an event, and her daughter was part of the people that she was using to help her and some other people. And service had started. And I came down and I saw that there were those children plus her daughter they were doing. I didn't go and meet her because I'm not the one that hired her as event planner. That has nothing to do with me. I went straight to the person that is in charge of a particular thing, and I told the person, I said, these children here, I didn't mention anybody. I said, all these children here, I want them to go to their classes right now. Right now. She came to me, this one is my daughter. I'm like, do I look like I care? Was that what the look? That's the look. I look at like, do I look like I care? Right now, we are under the umbrella. We're operating. We're operating as church, and I'm talking now as a place of authority, as the pastor's wife, and as a pastor. This cannot happen. Let us get things the way it's supposed to be. When she saw that this woman is not joking, she just looked at all of them. Oh yeah, all of you, carry on. Just go follow your mommy pastor. Just do what you're asked to do. So she herself, she knew this is it, and she had to comply. Before she would have but now I just said mine and I kept moving. And it was, it's a tug of war,
Yeah,
it was a tug of war. But we eventually got to that place where we understand each other. Even if I do something as a pastor's wife or as a pastor and she doesn't totally agree with it, she has gotten to the place that she does not argue with me in front of people. She will come back to me later on and say, oh, this thing that you said or this thing that you did, I don't understand it or I don't agree with it, and then she allows me to explain myself what was going on at the back, because sometimes she only sees a part of something, she doesn't see the entire picture, and I have to explain to her and give her more context and say, okay, this is why this. She'll be like, oh, okay, I get it now. So it has been a, I say growing pains.
Yeah,
it's growing pains, you know, and God has helped us.
Yeah. So, to wrap it up, I want us to also share, because it hasn't all been rosy.
No.
We've had some moments that, were not so good, and everybody would just stay in their lane and in their husband's house, and everything. But so how have we been able to deal with our differences?
I think sometimes we give each
because
other
we're
space.
Definitely different.
Well,
temperament wise, we're definitely different.
Yes, me, I'm a very loosey-goosey, very free-spirited person. Like almost like her husband to a certain extent. I take things with very light hand. I don't.
But me, I'm not like that.
No.
Everything has to be serious.
Very, very serious. Sometimes, I think sometimes we go to our corners. We give each other a break. Like, stay in your corner, I stay in my corner. But one thing, if for whatever reason we have some kind of contentious thing going on, when I am praying as a person, the Holy Spirit begins to speak to me. Like, there was an incident that happened one time, and the Holy Spirit said, no, I called your husband about it. And I told the husband, I said, oh, Funke did this, and this thing that she did hurts me and hurt me really, really deep. And I really do not appreciate it. My husband was like, and again, back to Dr. Doctor's like, what happened? Spoon fell on plate, He was like, okay, sorry, that should not have happened. I said, I'm just telling you about it because I just have to say something. And then I think I told her to call me. And then when she called me, I told her, this is what you did. She didn't allow me land. Oh my God. She now went on. And when she's telling you, she'll be crying.
Yeah.
She becomes very emotional. She becomes very, very emotional. She was crying and she was telling me how she felt. I did this. I didn't think about her feeling, blah, blah, blah. She said, I allowed her, share her thought and everything. I said, I hear you very, very well. And this is the reason why I did this. And the way you reacted, it was as if one took a dagger and pierced it into my heart. And at that point, I was like, do I want to continue? That was how I felt. Do I want to continue with this relationship? Because I felt I was dishonored, but God has dealt me in the place of prayer that is the kind of things you have to take as a mentor. As a mentor, there's so much you have to take in, and you can't say because everything is not good, you drop that person. You don't do that. You don't, just like your child, just because if your child, God forbid, if your child goes and it goes into drugs or does something, or does something you don't like, that you won't say because of that child has done it to disown the child. I hope we do not do that. You keep praying for that child till that child is brought back. You keep showing that child love regardless of whatever it is. And God had to deal with me personally in that, because I'm a person, again, unforgiveness, hurt. I don't know how to keep it in my heart because I cannot pray. I cannot. Pastor will tell you, don't ever call me to be what's it called? If somebody is the witness when there's a court case and say, oh, what happened? You're asking the wrong person, because I don't know how to relate stories step by step. This happened this day, that happened that day, you said this. I cannot do it, because it is a covenant I've told God. When somebody hurt me, help me to get to a place that I feel healed, and whatever the person has done, I kind of vaguely remember, but the details, I don't remember it anymore. I cannot remember it, and it has helped me. So that God dealt with me. I cried bitterly, and God helped my pain. I was able to call your husband, I was able to call you, and then from then we're able to heal from that space. So it hasn't been, like she said, it hasn't been rosy. And is it always going to be, even going forward? No. As long as we're human beings, we will step on each other's toes.
Yeah.
And as we all grow, we have to learn to take things it's life.
I'm growing.
Yeah, she's growing.
I'm growing.
She's growing. And something again happened
evolving.
recently. I still called her. I said, okay, I need you to do this. Make sure you do it. And when you see me, let me know how it happened. Did I not? She's like, oh, why are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard. But she still did it. She still
So I'm growing. I'm not that girl.
Oh no,
20 years ago.
Definitely not.
So I'm growing, and eventually.
And she's a good mentor. If you want her to be your mentor, I promise you.
Yeah, eventually, I will get there. But I want to say thank you once more for being in my life, for adopting me.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. For adopting me, for pouring into me, for praying for me, for covering me, and all that you do. Yeah, and Pastor, honestly, sometimes. Pastor is I tell people, Pastor is the only person that calls me 3 different ways, and I will explain to you guys now. Maybe when he sees this video, he will always. So when Pastor calls me Funke, that means everything is going on well.
Oh really?
Yes. When he calls me Funke or he calls me Mama Bukumi, you're explaining around, everything is going on well. But when Pastor calls me, when he says Sister Joan, we are the place that you have to be careful what you are doing and what you are saying. But by the time Pastor call you Dickness, you have entered it. One chance. You have entered it. So
Pastor. I didn't realize that. So when the pastor calls you Dickness Jones, it means you are in trouble.
Yeah, it means that you have entered one level
that's too funny.
So thank you so much for coming to Live Bloom channel. Thank you for sharing with me and having this discussion. And I do hope that our viewers are able to pick 1 or 2 lessons from our own story, our own journey. And we just want to encourage you, if you are out there and don't live life alone.
No, do not.
Don't live life alone. Look for a community that you can belong to. We have one at Live Bloom. We have Live Bloom support community, and so many other communities around. Engage people, get a mentor, get a support system, have a friend that can help, pour into you. You want to say something?
Yes,
what was your last word?
Before I say my last word, I remember, and again, I think you're sharing this on our Bible study that you guys just did, that you had an OBGYN or fertility specialist, and she prescribed a wrong medication for you. And you, of course, you are not a doctor. You don't know. You just thought, is this a generic name or whatever the case may be? And eventually, fast forward, and you are telling me about it. I was like, what in the world? And things like that. And you wanted to switch your fertility person. And you said, do I know someone that would be very good? And, I knew someone who had also gone through something like that. And I said, I have 2 people that maybe you want to reach out to, again, that you may want to use. And I think he's one of the doctors that they prescribe. So what I'm saying, when you are talking about community, if you don't have people that you can talk to, because that was still part of this journey that she was going through, and she was able to share it with me. And said, hey, Lady E, this is what happened. And when I heard that one of the wrong prescription, my mind just went like.
I remember when I told Pastor was in Nigeria. When I told Pastor, now as your pastor, I'm commanding you leave that.
Because I was like, one is already going through this health challenge, and then now the wrong medication. Thank God it was caught when it was caught. Can you imagine if you had been taking that? We don't know what damage it could have happened and everything. And when you said, you did somebody, I remember, I have another community outside that has gone through something like this, and I'm able to share it with you. You, of course, I'm sure if somebody else needs a referral, you also can refer. That is how life is supposed to be. Have a community. Don't do life alone. It's not worth it. Everybody needs somebody. That is, and yes, some people are in different seasons of your life. Some people are there for a particular season and you move on. But mentors are different. They are meant to be there until God calls them home for you. And I pray that you get someone. If you don't have anyone, I pray you get someone. But like I said, she's a good mentor. Thank you so much for having me. Yes. Love you much.
Don't do life alone. Get a mentor. get family, join a community, and
Yes.
you will see the difference. I can assure you. Thank you so much again for joining us, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye and God bless.